What started as a call for a grass fire on Canfield Mountain near Coeur turned deadly as firefighters were met with gunfire on the mountain. The Kootenai County Sheriff calling what happened to the firefighters a total ambush, adding they had no chance when they arrived to the scene of the fire. We now know the alleged shooter was found dead with a weapon and cell phone nearby. But while law enforcement looked for the shooter, a shelter in place was issued for that area, and that has since been lifted. This morning, we do have Brandon T. Jones with us. A fire is still burning because firefighters, Brandon, were pulled back until that suspect was found. What are you seeing? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tim. Well, that's exactly right. You mentioned that shelter in place has been lifted, but you can still see behind me very much active investigation is going. Firefighters are up the hill. Kootenai County Sheriff deputies have been coming and going throughout the entire morning. And speaking of that fire, that smoke, it still lingers here in the air, so you can smell it from miles away. But we do know it's still early into this investigation. What we do know, though, is that this all started around 1:30 p.m. yesterday afternoon. That's when those calls started to come in. Fire crews responding to a wildfire here on Canfield Mountain were shot while doing their job and serving their community. Kootenai County Sheriff Bob Norris described the shooting as a total ambush and saying the firefighters didn't have a chance. The two firefighters killed, one from Coeur Fire Department, one from Kootenai County Fire and Rescue. And again, we do know another from Coeur Fire Department is still in the hospital recovering. For hours, a shelter in place was issued to the area as law enforcement searched for the suspected shooter and man they believe started this fire. Sheriff Norris says they were briefed to neutralize the suspect and to eliminate the threat. He also shared he was in contact and getting information from the White House, from the FBI around 7:45 with the help of a cell phone signal. They located the suspect. Norris says they exchanged fire with the suspect who was pronounced dead, and whether that was from a self-inflicted gunshot wound or a bullet from law enforcement, that hasn't been confirmed just yet.
When you have an environment where you don't know where the bullets are coming from because of the trees and the shrubbery and what have you, it is daunting for police officers, let alone firefighters who are there just to put out the fire. So it's very, very difficult. Very difficult for drones or helicopters to see any individuals up there. So this was a total ambush, taken by surprise, and yeah, it's unfortunate.
This is something that we don't train for. It's not something that we expect. It's not something our firefighters should have to deal with. In this situation, they were called to a grass fire, which is already something that we're very heightened and are anxious about this time of year. And they were doing everything the way that they were supposed to do it.
So extremely difficult circumstances to navigate. Again, it's still early in this investigation process. Names and information of both the victims and the suspect have yet to be released. And Norris did note, though, that nearly 300 law enforcement officers responded to this scene yesterday, including snipers and deployed helicopters. Again, once we learn any new details, any new information, we'll be sure to keep you updated across all KREM 2 platforms. But for now, live here in Coeur d'Alene, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.